The Convulsing Nurse from Haunted Hill Farm. Made by Techie, The Convulsing Nurse is a remake of the 2013 version sold at Spirit Halloween, featured with the first aid kit in the Spirit Asylum ISC. Being an owner of the original Convulsing Nurse, I was super interested in seeing how this one was going to turn out, but what are my thoughts exactly? Well, stay tuned in this unboxing of the Haunted Hill Farm 2025 Convulsing Nurse Animatronic.
Alrighty, hello everyone, this is Halloween Haunter here, and welcome back to another Halloween video. In this Halloween video we have right here is the Haunted Hill Farm 2025 Convulsing Nurse Animatronic. Now, like I stated with my Gravely Granny video, thank you a lot to the Haunted Hill Farm team for actually sending me this and the other two Bring Back from the Dead collection props. Today we're working on Convulsing Nurse, the second prop I am doing, a part of the Bring Back from the Dead collection. I'm very excited to see what this prop is all about, especially since it retains the original design of the Convulsing Nurse. Alrighty, definitely some different things I'm noticing right away. We gotta take her box all the way out. Cardboard slots, okay, just falling around. So this piece is just like dying to get out of here. I'm guessing this is the waste piece. Let's get the adapter out. Voila. And then we got to undo all of these awesome twist ties. I had to undo so many twist ties here that I tried to cut a few of them and it broke my scissors, so rip those. Okay, anyways, on the side right here with some tape, there's the instructions. Some poles, but what I want to look at right now is the body. If we can get her out, it's a little hard. Look at that. Oh, she still looks really good. Wow, I'm really happy with that. The base right here, a bunch of twist ties on it. The hip loop, and then I gotta rip this open, it looks like. Get out. So there is the mechanism with the control box, and then this little pole. Well, that's pretty much all the parts for the Convulsing Nurse. Let's go ahead and begin setting her up. Let's begin, shall we? We first need our base and then snap lock these two poles. We'll connect now the control box and mechanism. Snap lock those on. Plug in the adapter, or you could also use batteries too if you want. The hip loop will go over the mech. We'll put on the foam padding now over the mech, and then this little pole. We'll do the body next, trying to get it in a good angle. It's a little hard to see. And then snap locks in. We'll take the wires now. I gotta plug in all these wires. There's D to D and then E to E. Nice. Pull the dress down on over. And then next you would peel off this back sticker for each side of the chain mount, and then put it on a wall, and that way it'll stick nicely. But with that all said and done, we're pretty much all good with the Convulsing Nurse. Let's go ahead now and roll that demo, and then we'll go ahead and talk about all her cool features. Alrighty. Excuse the wind, everybody. It's a bit chilly out today, but Convulsing Nurse. How do I feel about this animatronic? Well, I think she's super awesome and a great flashback. With the Gravely Granny, if you notice, they changed a lot of things with her that some people might like, some people might not like as much as the original. And I was kind of worried that Convulsing Nurse would change in a drastic way, just because Convulsing Nurse for her time, and still is when you look back at it, is one of the scariest Spirit Halloween props, or just retail Halloween props in general. It's just a very gruesome and gory kind of idea for a prop. And I thought the original one was done really well. I mean, quality-wise, definitely could have been a lot better, but I thought the prop itself was really well done. This new Convulsing Nurse just improved quality. She doesn't retain like anything else that's crazy. So the same animation with the rocking back and forth. The head does jerk with it as well. A big notable thing is that this animation for this new Convulsing Nurse is a lot more stiff than the original. The original definitely was a lot more fast and janky, but that's kind of how old animatronics were back then. They just were very janky regardless if they fully worked or not. With this one, even if it feels less realistic, I think the new mech with it is totally an improvement, and I'm actually glad for once I can carry Convulsing Nurse without her poles falling apart, because the original didn't have snap lock poles. They were just poles you put on and then the prop is together. This thing, you actually have to snap lock it in, so if you want to carry her around, it's not going to fall apart on you, which is awesome. The blood, much more of a pinkish color for the blood, which it's all right. Same with the hands, they're the same, like very hollow plastic. Then the chain mounts, I'm glad that they have a new sticker. I'm sure that will wear off over the next few years depending on how much you use that. Regardless, it's cool it has that still. That face looks pretty much like the original. Still very scary and gruesome. A lot more darker on this one, it feels. But I'll save the comparison between this one and the original Convulsing Nurse for a future video. Clothing is really nice material as well. The structure is amazing, really well built. And the coolest thing about this prop that I was not expecting at all, because I know a lot of people would be like, I prefer the original Convulsing Nurse because it has the MIT trigger on it, which back then there was a little like first aid kit or high voltage boxes that were like small tabletop animatronics, and they were able to activate with their life-size counterpart. For the Convulsing Nurse here, she actually had this first aid box that would open up, and when it actually opened up, she would start to activate. Now, I believe on Death Row, I could be wrong, I think the newer Death Row doesn't have the MIT trigger anymore. Same with the new Thrashing Clown. However, the Convulsing Nurse over here still has an MIT trigger. So I'll show you in the very back of the Convulsing Nurse in the control box area. You take the MIT trigger from the first aid kit that it comes with and then plug it into the control box. And then when you put batteries in this, you can plug it into the actual first aid kit, and that way the Convulsing Nurse works with the first aid box, which is awesome. I'm glad it still is an option for this character. So here's a quick demo of the 2025 Convulsing Nurse with the 2013 first aid kit. So I think that's a really awesome feature with this animatronic, that you're still able to use the first aid kit with Convulsing Nurse, especially because that's one of the coolest things with these type of props, is that they're able to work with smaller things. I don't know if that means that the first aid kit might return to Haunted Hill Farm, maybe as like a smaller tabletop release. Not entirely sure. This might just be for older fans who have this thing, so I'm glad regardless. I don't really have much issues with her, aside from like the blood spatters could have been a bit better, or the mechanism could have, you know, been a little bit more realistic, even if it's built better. My biggest thing is probably the price tag. The Convulsing Nurse retails for $250, which personally me, I don't think it's really worth it. She's more like a $170, $200 prop in my opinion. However, I know Haunted Hill Farm does sales pretty often during the Halloween season, so she might be one of those props that's on sale. With that being said, I overall do recommend the Convulsing Nurse here. Definitely a great animatronic and a great structure improvement of the original. Definitely really awesome there. With that being said, that will conclude this video on the Haunted Hill Farm 2025 remake of the Convulsing Nurse. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Halloween video.